Hi guys, in this Ask Zenler, we're going to create a quiz. Okay, so you could create a quiz, you could create a survey. Now, unlike using funnels, we're actually going to do it using pages. So if you understand the principle of this, you can do lots and lots of different things. So if you imagine we have this little graph on screen here, so the person starts here. In this case, it's just on Zenler, and this is a very simple one to just show you the principles of what we're trying to achieve here. So this says, want to find a perfect learning management system for your new school, question mark. This quiz will point you to the right product for your business. So then we have get started button. So as soon as they click that, they then go into the main quiz survey or whatever you like. And at this point, we can then control where the people go based on which button they click. So you can imagine if they click, say, marketing tools, they could go into a completely different page and have some more options which take them through to another page, and then you could meet them all up if you wanted to. Now, what you'll see here is I've actually done a really nice little graphic here to demonstrate what we're trying to achieve. So someone clicks ease of use, they get some information come up telling them why it's good that they pick that particular one, and we're also analysing their data to find the right platform for them. May it be Zenler, Thinkific, Kajabi, Podia. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We're only ever going to pick one, and that's Zenler, because we know that's the best. So the next thing is if they click being able to coach one-to-ones, then of course it gives more information. Now at this point, they'll then have the button at the bottom that says go to question 2, and at question 2 they're then coming back into the same funnel, but you could take them off in a different direction if you wanted to. So it's up to you how you want this to kind of work for you, but understanding the principles will mean that you can do lots of things. Now what I do say is that if you're doing complicated branching of these things, then you have it on a piece of paper and you branch it out where you're going. Now also a very important note is to note that I've actually put Q1 in here, and then I put Q1 answers, Q1A, Q1B, Q1C. Now in question 2, obviously question 2, Q2, and then answers to that, Q2A, Q2B, Q2C. Now by doing this, it makes it very easy for you to not mess it up, so you'll know where people are in that particular frame, and that's going to be part of the URL. However, you could put whatever you liked in there, but you'll need to keep track of it because you're going to be linking buttons to different pages. So inside this one, for instance, we have one page for here, then we have page 2 for these on, and then we have the answers. So we have 1 page, 2 pages, 3, 4, 5 pages, then we have 6 pages, and 7, 8, 9, and then finally this page here. So this is a 10-page quiz, or again a survey if you want to use. So that's how it's going to kind of work. So when they come through this, they're going to pick their answers and they're going to come through and they're going to end up at the same place, and the same place is going to take them to what we need them to achieve, which is to put their email address into the platform. So at this point you can actually then put the form in there and have to get a full breakdown of features of Zenler. Fill out the form below, and then you've captured them as a lead. So this is a way of doing it without doing it at the funnels. Now for you guys that have followed some of my tutorials and workshops in our Zenler, then you'll realize that we have actually done a video already on branching funnels inside of Zenler. So that video does it using funnels, but we're going to use pages to do this. Okay, so now remember, it doesn't capture any information, so when the user gets to the end, it's an end result to capture them as a lead. It doesn't give you you can't check someone's quiz results, what they put down there or anything like that. It's just purely to get them to the end so they can capture it as a lead. So this is quite a long workshop, because obviously we're going to build that first page, and then I'm going to start duplicating those pages out really quickly and put these things from here straight in there. So this is another reason why it's good to plan it out using something like here that I've used Canva, and I can basically copy and paste the text that I put in there, and I can have this going up and working snappity snap you know. So let's get on with it. Let's jump into the demo site and I'll set the first page up and you can see how we're going to run with it and how it's all going to work inside Zenler system itself. Okay, let's start creating. So I'm in a test site here, just a demo site. So I'm going to go into the admin section of this demo site and I'm going to go to site. So I'm going to go to site and then I'm going to go to pages. So what I want to do for this, I'm just going to create a blank page. I'm not even going to have a header or a footer at the bottom. We're purely going to have the content inside it. If you want the header at the top and the footer, of course you can leave it in there. Entirely up to you. So I'm going to add a new page and we're going to call this inside here. I'm just going to call it quiz the best platform. Okay, and then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that in there as well. So I'm going to copy it, put it in there. We need to put the little bits in here, and then we're going to go blank page, and I'm going to not publish it at the moment. I'm going to say it's visible for all users, remember that, and I'm going to click add. So this is going to set the page up. So we're going to basically build a template. Once we've built a template, we can duplicate the pages out. It's going to be really quick for us. So let's, I've got my PDF of my little guide at hand, so I can keep referring to that, no problem. Let's grab that and just show it to you quickly. So I've got that here. I've just exported that out of Canva as a PDF. So I can just copy and paste this text straight in there. And I've got a little image I'm going to put inside here as well. So I'm going to go add a row now, and I'm just going to add a single row, and I'm going to come straight into here and grab an element. And if I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video, and I'm going to upload an image. So I have an image already done. It's in my downloads folder. So I'm going to jump into my downloads folder. Here it is here. And I'm going to click open, and we're going to upload without crop. And that's going to put a nice big image in there like that. I'm also going to take this and bring it up, and I'm going to bring this up. So this will be my header in my pages. So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to go down to the color, and I'm just going to select a nice color that's going to go work with this quite well. Something like that's good. I'm going to go into this top header bit. Like I said, I'm going to delete the menu system out the top, and I'm going to delete the one out the bottom as well. Click there. So we have this thing. I'm going to save it now, and we're going to start to put our questions into the system. So always SEO your pages. Make sure that you SEO this area. I'm not going to, because this is a test demo. So I'm going to click done to that, and I'm going to go and drop an empty block inside here. So I'm going to go to the empty block there. I'm going to drop that in here, and we're going to start to put the stuff in. So I'm going to go in and first of all add a row. I'm going to add a single row in this case, and come in here and add an element, and I'm going to go in and grab a heading, and we're going to put the text in here. Of course you can put whatever you like, and we have that. Perfect. So I want to create a new one, and I'm going to make this an H2. Again, it's up to you what you want to use, and I'm going to use my sub title for the bottom. So I'm copying and pasting from my document inside here. So there we go. So I'm going to now do the get started button. So I'm going to click and add a new element, and inside here I'm going to drop a button. Let's go to button, and we're just going to do get started. Now you can style this button up however you like. I'm going to come into the settings here, and I'm going to come across to here and say get started. Now I'm not going to link it to anything yet because we haven't created the next page, but we will be linking it. So at the moment I'm going to say go to link, and I'm just going to put a hash in there, and then I'm going to go back to the style, and I'm going to go down and just change a few of these settings in here. I'm going to go into normal there, and I'm going to change this background color and give it a nice dark background color, something like that. Okay, that looks good. It's nice and big. You can see what it does. I'm also going to get this and just move it up. This is just to make it look a little bit better. So that's how it looks at the moment. I'm going to click save to that, and this will be our template for creating all our other pages. So now I've created that page, I can close it down. We can of course preview it as well. So if you click preview, this is what you're getting. At the moment it doesn't link through to anything, but it looks really nice and ready to go. So let's create a next page. So I'm just going to close that down, and because I've saved this, I'm going to close it down. You can see that is my one there. So if we bring this back across, so it's absolutely clear, you can see there question 1 now is coming next. Okay, That's what I need to do. So I'm going to make sure I label that as question 1. So I'm going to come in here and I'm simply going to duplicate it, and it's going in there as a copy. I'm going to hit the little gear icon and we're going to put Q question 1. Okay, and inside here I'm going to put Q1. Click update. Okay, so I've got this one. I'm going to go into edit now. Now this one's a little bit different because we've got 3 buttons going on in here. So it is what is most important to you. This is the bit that I need. So I'm going to copy that. And when the page builder loads, we're going to start to put it in here. So I'm going to put it in bold here. And that's all I should need. I don't need this one. So I'm going to delete it out. And I need 3 buttons, because remember we got 3 buttons going on in here. We got this, this, this. So I want to make sure that I have 3 buttons. So 3 area in here. So I'm going to go to the row. I'm going to click a row in here and I'm going to click 3. Okay. I'm going to take this button that we created and I'm going to move it into here. Okay. I'm going to duplicate the button. I'm going to move it into here. I'm going to duplicate the button again. And once again, we're going to move it into there. Okay, now I've just got to put the text in. So I've got the text for this, which is ease of use, being able to coach one-to-ones and marketing tools. So let's go and grab that text and just copy it in here. And then guys, at the end, we're going to link it all up. So I'm going to come in here now and just change this to here, ease of use. Let's click the next button. Grab the text for that, copying that text from that PDF. And this is why it's really important for you to make sure that you have actually prepared all of the content, because it just saves a lot of time. Okay, that's good. I want it 1 row ideally, or you can make it, you can drop this down, but I'm actually going to make this 1 row. So I'm going to go to style now, and I'm just going to change this font size to around about 18. That's better. And then I'm going to change this. So they'll all be in 18. And I might want to do that with the home page as well, but it's always good to have the home page a little bit bigger, just because it's the front page. Okay, that's good. Okay, this is out a little bit here. So I'm just going to add a bit of spacing to the top to knock it down. You might not have that problem. Okay, good. So this one is what is most important for you. Let's save that. So now what we have done, we have created this first page here. We have created this page 2 here. So now we need the answers for these to go in here. So this is where it's going to be Q1A, Q1B, and Q1C. Okay, and this is where this button will lead to. So this is another set of pages. So I click done to that. Remember to SEO your pages up. So I'm going to click save. And just to make it really easy for you guys, I'm going to go back to that first page and link it to this page that we just created. So I'm going to grab that URL. Okay, I'm just going to grab it from the end of the domain. So where it says /, I'm going to grab the / and then quiz the best, etc., etc. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to jump back into our main home page for our quiz. And we're going to link it up with this. Then we're just going to test it and you'll see how it's kind of running through then. Okay, so let's link this button up. So I'm going to click in here for the settings, go down here, and where we've got that hash, I'm going to put that URL in there and I'm going to click save. So let's check this out and see how it's working. So I'm going to click preview. So we're going to go in here, we've got this lovely quiz, and we click started, and then we don't go to the right page, something's gone wrong. Oh, because I need to make them public. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to publish them. So always make sure they're published off before you start doing this stuff. So let's go in here, let's just publish these. All right, let's try again. I'm going to go back one, hit the refresh button and click in here, and there we go. So we're down to where we need to. That's got knocked down, so I'm going to edit that. I'm going to go into this. There must have been something wrong with this here, so I'm going to change that, save it, jump back in here, hit the refresh, and there we go. So now we can go through to the next step. So the next pages with this important information in is going to be in page Q1A, Q1B, Q1C. Okay, let's go and do it. So I'm going to close this down again, and we're going to duplicate that page. So I've got this new page here, I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to go duplication, and here it is. This is the new one. I'm going to go into this edit and I'm going to go and call this Q1A, and inside here I call it A, like so. Click update. Okay, let's go into this now and edit it, because I need to put that text in, and I need to say you answered as well. So I'm going to go edit. Okay, so now I'm in this page. What I'm going to put in here is you answered ease of use, and I'm going to get rid of this button here. Oh. Let's delete this. Okay, I'm going to move this up into here and get rid of this. And I'm going to change this text to question 2. And let's put this back to 24. Okay, and now I'm going to put another block in here that just gives a little bit of information. Let's go to text inside here, so you can see I'm going to take this text now in here, copy it and bring it across. And we have analyzed. So ease of use is so important, as it means speed use. We have analyzed platform based on this criteria. So I'm going to add one more thing, and this is just a little bit of a flourish to it. I'm actually going to add a little analyzer. So I've created a little animated GIF that will work really well for this. So I'm going to go into images here, and I'm going to go and upload this new little image I've got, which is on my desktop. There it is. I'm going to click open to that and click upload. So that's what we have. We have this little thing, and I'm going to bring this in, make it a bit smaller, so it kind of looks like it's analyzing the data. All right, that's good. Let's click save to that. Make sure you SEO the page, and we're going to close that, and we're going to base our other 2 answers here and here on this one that we just created. So you can see how important it is to actually have something all written up showing exactly what you need to do. It gives you direction to go in. So we've got this QA here. I'm going to duplicate this QA. We're going to be changing this. I'm going to be putting it to 2B. So I'm going to edit under the gear icon. We're going to put in here. I'm going to put a B in there. And under here, I'm going to put B. And things are going to go much quicker now because we've got the template set up. So once we go in here and we click, oh, I don't want duplicate. I could duplicate it. Let's duplicate it for speed. Let's do the C as well. So this is A, B, and this is C now. So I've got both of them. Okay, so I'm going to jump back into B, and I'm going to hit the edit, and we're just going to replace this. So I want being able to coach one-to-one, and I want to take this text here, jump back into the editor. Okay, I'm back in the editor. So now I'm going to replace this text in here with this new. That's good. And I want to put the answer from the last one, which was being able to coach one-to-one. And click save. And you'll notice that I have go to question 2. I can leave that the same. So I'm going to close that down now. I'm going to go into C. So I just need to save this again. We're now going to go into C, which we just created there. I'm going to go edit here. We're going to take this last bit of information. So you see we're going to be halfway through once we've done this one. Let's copy that. And this is marketing tools. Okay, let's go in here. Put marketing tools. That's what they answered. And we'll have that bit of information inside here, like that. And save that one out. So now I've created those 3 pages here. 1, 2, 3. I can now link the answers to these to this one that was back in question 1. So there's a lot of going back and forwards just working it out, but we've got that little diagram, so it makes it really easy. So I'm going to jump into this now, and we're going to go back to, I'll just close this one down. So we're going to go back to question 1, which was this one. I'm going to hit this edit button here. And we need to grab the first one, which is A. So I'm going to grab that URL from the /, and I'm going to put it into the button for ease of use. And then we're going to repeat the same thing for the other 2 buttons. So I've got this button in here. I'm going to go to the little gear icon. I'm going to go to settings, and where that link is, I'm going to put that in there. Okay. Now I'm going to jump back to this. I need to grab the next one, which is B, which is from there. Copy. Put that into B, and you can see it's going much quicker now because we've got all of it laid out. And finally we have C here. So let's copy that, jump back into C. I'm going to hit the little gear icon, come in here and just put that in there, and just make sure that you save it. Okay, so that's done. Let's test it now. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning. We're going to test what we've got so far. So we're going to go into the initial quiz, and we're going to click the preview here. Remember, these are all published as well. So I'm going to go in, click the preview, and here goes our quiz. So get started. So we click here and we go through to ease of use. So we're following this line through. We've done the get started. We're now on this one, and we're now going to click one. It's going to give us more information on whichever one we pick. So if we pick ease of use, we're going to get this. You answered ease of use, and then you get this come up, and then we've got a button to that. I'm going to go back, one of the back steps there, and same here, being able to coach one-to-ones, click back, marketing tools, again marketing tools there. So now we need to put together the next step of the operation, which is question 2, how much do you charge a year? So what we're going to do is we're going to use this initial one here as question 2. So let's jump into that now. So I'm going to close this down now. and we're going to go to that question 1, which is here, and we're going to duplicate it. We're going to call it question 2, and then it's a matter of just repeating what we've already done, and it's as simple as that. And the final step will be setting the form up, so we're going to do that as well. So I'm going to go in here and we're just going to click update. So we now got that question 2, so I'm going to click the edit button and we're going to change these out from these to these. Okay, let's do it. So let's put in here, how much per year do you want to pay? Question. Okay, so let's go in here, less than 1,000. Let's open this up. And more than 1,500. And finally this one here, which is going to be more than 2,000. And there we have it. So I'm going to click save. Now of course we've got to tie this page up now. Make sure you SEO your pages. We've got to tie this page up with the other steps that we just did, but it's no problem. So we're just going to make sure that we do save this, and I'm going to tie it up with those steps before we move on. I like to do things, go forwards, go back one, go forwards again, go back one, go forwards again. It just makes it easier for you to handle. So we need to get those into this new question, which is question 2. So all of these ones that have that question, we need to put that to this URL. So I'm going to take this URL, I'm going to copy it, copy that part. I'm going to go into edit for question 1C, and we're going to tie that link into that next question. And then of course it's repeating that process. So you can see it can get quite complicated if you're splitting out over lots of branches. So it's really important that you write this stuff down, and that way you can follow the flow of what you're trying to achieve. So we've got question 2 here. I'm now going to go into the gear icon for this, and we're going to go in and put that link in there to question 2. I'm going to click save. I'm going to jump into the next one, which is B. So I'm going to hit the edit for that. Little tip here, I generally open them up so that they're both running, so I can just quickly jump between them. It makes it a bit quicker for the load time on the page builder. And there we go. So we got this one here, question 2. I'm going to come into that button, go into here, we're going to put that link in there, click save. I'm going to jump into the next one, which is down here, and we will have linked it all up to question 2, and we're ready to begin the next step. Let's click save to that. Fabulous. So that's done. I'm going to close these down. And now we need to do these. So we need to base it on these. So this is 2, and it's going to have this in here. So 3 more pages. These are going to be 2A, B, and C. So I'm going to use what we've already done here and I'm going to duplicate them up. I'm going to click duplicate to the first one. I'm going to do this slowly. I'd normally work on all of them at the same time, duplicating them, but I'm going to do it slowly for you just so you can follow. So let me go to the gear icon on this 1A copy, and we're going to change this to 2A, okay, and 2A in here. Let's click update. So we have 2A done. Remember, that's going to tie up with 2A here, and we're going to edit it. Okay, so we're going to put in here, this is 2A, so instead of having ease of use, which was this one, we're going to have less than 1,000. So I'm going to copy that, and we're going to put that in here like that, and then I'm going to put this answer in there, drop it down a line, and then we're going to go to the last one, is get the result. Or view. let's call it something like view the analysis report, something like that. And maybe we'll change the color as well. So we'll come in here and we'll make it a little bit brighter, maybe change it to a green or something. So it's like that. It's the last step. So remember guys, we're working on this one now. This is 2A. Okay, so let's save it. Let's close that down. Oh, need to just save it again. All right, so we're going to create this 2A and we're going to call it 2B. So I'm going to duplicate it. Let's go into the gear icon here. We're going to put B. Going to put B in the URL as well. Click update. And then I'm going to do it again. So this is my speed tip for you. Just because you're working on a little sequence of them, it's better to do it all in one go, because it just saves going back and doing all this. I'm doing this, save there. So now I'm going to jump into 2B. We're going to edit that page, and I'm also going to edit this page as well. So I've got both open up in the editor and they'll load. So this is 2C. You can see it up here, it says it in the URL. So this is 2B. So I want to put in here more than 1500. So let's just change that quickly. Can leave this button in here, click save. Make sure you SEO it. Click save to that. I'm going to come in here and I'll put more than 2000 in here. Again, this is for this last section here, just to be absolutely clear. There, yeah. So it all ties up. And we have the same information. We have found the perfect platform for you, and then view the analysis report. So we're going to click that. I'm going to click done. I'm going to click save again. So we have the last step. So we now have the form. So this is really important, this form. This is going to capture their information. So this is the last step. And then all the buttons that are on these pages are going to link to this. So when we created the whole structure, this is going to link to this last page that we're going to do. So I'm actually going to use one of these pages as the base for the form. So I'm going to just close these down. And this last form here, it doesn't matter which one really, I just want to pick the one that's going to be good. I'm going to click in here and I'm going to duplicate this. And we're going to go inside here. And we're going to call it result form. Okay, and then in here I can put result hyphen form and then click update. All right, so this is going to be our final page. So I'm going to come in and edit it. So now we're going to create a form to go in here. It's going to capture their name and their email address, and then job is done. Now of course we can also send them into a funnel if you're sending them something out as well. Okay, now I've done tutorials on adding to a funnel, but if you've got funnels and you're using automation as a funnel, you can do that, or you can send them to a thank you page that has the PDF that they want to download. It's entirely up to you. We're looking at how to create this system. So I'm going to put in here, based on your answers, the best platform for you is, and then I'm going to take that away. I'm going to come into here and we're going to add a Zenler logo. So I'm going to upload a Zenler logo. So I have a little Zenler logo here. So I'm going to click open. I'm going to, let's just crop and upload for that one. And that will load in. And then we have it. So we have Zenler. You can put in here, visit the site and sign up today. And then I can put a little button in here if I want to. Let's just change that. I'm not going to do it. You could do that, it's up to you, but I'm going to follow this to the letter. So let's just do this. Copy, copy, back in here. And I think I'm going to duplicate this out. Let's just get rid of that. Again, you've got real flexibility to do lots of different things here. So I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to change the font size down to about 24. And now we're going to put the form in. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff. And we're going to put an inline form in. So delete. Let's go to our block elements here. Our elements here, and we're going to choose form. There's a form. I'm going to grab this little form, just a simple form. I'm going to drag it down here, and there it is. And then I'm going to put get free breakdown. Let's go into the style first, change this. Again, I'll select that green. I don't want it full width, I'm just going to have it normal, and I think I'm going to put it left aligned here. That'll do. And get your free breakdown of features on this platform. Something like that, and that is it. So then of course this button can be tied into it is a submit. Make sure it's a submit form. You can, people that are coming in can be added to an email list if you set them up. They can also be set up as added to funnel, and you can also tag them as well. So you might want to tag them with freebies or something like that. Hit enter and that will tag them there in that one as freebies. Okay, you can also have a post submit action, so you could send them to a thank you page, again using the same thing. You just go to a link and copy that link in there. So let's check this out and see how it goes. So I might create the thank you page as well, just because it's a good thing to do. So I'm just going to leave this on here. Now remember, this is our final page, so I need to connect up a couple of little things from the last question. That's 2A, 2B, 2C. They need to go to this page. It's the last part of the process, and then I want to set up a thank you page as well. So I'm going to close this down. We're going to go to 2A and C. This is our result form. So I want to check, I want to make sure that I copy that URL, and I want to come down here and edit 2A, 2B and 2C, and you'll notice that I'm clicking them all open so that I can do this really quickly. So let's let them load in Page Builder, and then I can put those into the button link. Okay, so let's go and put it into the last part of this. So I'm going to select this, delete it out, put the new one in, click save, jump to the next one down here. Go in here, replace the link that's in there for the new one, and click save. And finally we're going to go to the last page. So you can see how quick I'm updating those rather than opening them up individually. And click save. That's it. So finally I need to create a thank you page. So I'm going to just close these down. I'm going to use the form that we created here, the form result form, and I'm going to duplicate it, and we're going to call it thanks. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to click thanks, and we'll go in here and click thanks in there, type that in there, click update. I'm going to edit this page now. I will be grabbing this URL, so I'm copying it now in preparation to put it into the post submit action for this form. So I'm going to go into edit now and just put the thank you in there. Okay, so I'm in this, so I'm going to go thank you for completing the quiz, and that is it. And of course, if I wanted to, because this would be a post submit action, I could put the PDF in here that I was supplying to them free, or like I said, you can send them into a funnel. do something like that. Okay, good. So that's my thank you page done. I'm going to click OK to that and save. And now I'm going to tie that into the post submit action on the form. So I'm going to go back down to the form. We're going to click edit, and we will add that in as a post submit action. And then we're going to test this form out in Incognito and make sure that it's working as expected. All right, so let's go down to the form, click this little settings button, come inside here and choose a post submit action, go to link, and this is where I put that thank you page we just created. And then I'm going to click save, and that is now done. So we worked our way through. We had to go back, go forwards, go back, go forwards, go back, go forwards, and then you get a complete system like this. So let me show you this working now. So we're going to go down to the original. This is the one that you would market to people. By the way, guys, make sure that on all of these pages, and I should have said this to you, is you don't want these to be searched by the search engine. So when you're in edit on all of these pages, just turn off the SEO showing search results. So I'm going to flip this page up and show you where it is. Make sure you do that on all of the pages, not on the first page that you come to, not on this page, but all of these pages that are integral and part of it and don't want to be searched. You need to make sure under the page settings, under here, SEO settings, that you turn off this showing search results. Click OK. Okay, make sure you do that for each of those pages that you don't want to be searchable, because you don't want someone turning up halfway through the quiz kind of thing and still getting the form. So just to make sure that you understand. So now what we've done is created 10 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and actually 11 with a thank you page. So 11 pages been created in there in 37 minutes, and that's with me doing this tutorial. So you could do it in probably 20 minutes, you know. But once you get the system going and using the page as templates, it's actually really quick. So we now need to test that this all works as expected. So I'm going to grab this URL, and as usual, and this is our common practice, we go into Incognito window. So I'm going to go into Incognito and put this in here, and then we've got our lovely form that comes up. So we're like this. Oh, yeah, I'll take that quiz. Click get started, and you can see that we're going to start to move through here. So you've got here, you've answered this one, so let's go to question 2. I'm going to go back one and just check that they all work. So I'm going through ease of use, good. Going to go back on the browser, marketing tools, again marketing tools, great. So we're now just going to mouse over that, check down the left hand corner, just make sure that it goes through to the same place on all of these. This is just base testing or bug testing. You can see it's in the same place there in that bottom left hand corner. You can see that URL. And finally I'm going to check the marketing one and make sure that that goes there as well, which it does. So now we can proceed to go to question 2. So here we go. Now we've got the next part of it, which is how much do you want to pay per year. So let's just test this out. I'm just going over these, and you're going to notice I'm looking in the left hand corner to make sure it's saying 1A, 1B and 1C. Okay, so we're going to click here. Oh, so I haven't linked it up properly inside there, so it's really important that we link it up properly. So I'm going to need to jump into the question and link this up to these, which are 2A, 2B and 2C. So I need to go into edit, and this is why it's really important to test everything. You know, I've been doing this stuff for years and I still make these little mistakes, so I always check, maybe even get someone else to check as well. It's really important. Okay, let's go in here, and I should just be able to put 2 in the URL. So I'm going to come into here, I'm going to have a look. Yep, it's in there, so I know what it is. So I'm going to put A in there for that one, and I'm going to do the next one, and again this should be 2 because it's going back to the first question by having 1 in there. And this is why labeling is really important when you do this stuff. So I'm going to go to settings again, and I know this is all going to work once I've done this. So let's go to this one and click 2. Okay, and now I'm going to jump back into Incognito window. Here it is. I'm going to refresh this. See, they're saying 1 at the moment. So I'm going to refresh this, and they should now say 2. Yes, they say 2A, 2B, 2C down here in the bottom left hand corner. So I'm now going to click less than, and it's saying less than 1,000, so that works. I'm going to click this one. Again, it says more than 1,500, and notice I'm going over here to make sure I go to the last step of this as well. So I'm clicking through here, more than 2,000. Again, it's going to the right place, and I didn't check this one, so I'm just going to check this one. Again, it's going to the right place, left hand corner. So this will be the last part. This is the most important part because this is capturing their email. So we're going to go view the analysis report. So here we go. So based on your answers, the best platform for you is Zenler. And inside here we have our form. So I'm going to put some test data in here. Let's just call this tester. And inside here I'm just going to enter an email address. Let's just put this one here. And then I'm going to say get the free breakdown. So I'm going to click this. And there we go. I've gone now to the last page, which is the thank you page. Okay. And I will have captured them. So I'm going to go in the system now. I'm going to make sure that we've captured them. So I'm going to go to all people here. I'm going to see. So I'm going to click all people, and you can see, there we go. I've captured myself there. And you can see I've even tagged with that tag that I put in there as freebies. So this is how you can create this really cool kind of interactive kind of looking thing. So the most important things to take away from this is make sure you plan it all out. You can see how it can get really complicated. Something like this, creating like 11 pages in total, is a lot of pages. You can do it really quickly if you duplicate these pages up. So once you have a style, you can just duplicate it up and it's done. I know this workshop's been quite a long one, but slow it down. If you've got to watch this 2 or 3 times to understand the ideas behind it, then do that. You've only got to understand it once, and then from here it can have so many opportunities to do things. How to link to different pages, like how you could send people to one area or into another area. There's so many things that you can do in the Zenler system. So hopefully this has been of benefit to you. And I know it's a rather long Ask Zenler, but I think this is a really good one because it will really get you used to creating pages and being able to navigate between the pages using your own buttons or your own links inside of things like articles. Remember, you can link those buttons into a blog post. Inside those blog posts, you can have links in there going out to somewhere else. So there's a lot of opportunities. Again, on that form, you could send them straight into a funnel if you wanted to further their experience on what you're trying to achieve, your main objective. Always think your main objective with these things is capturing leads, getting people in, getting them to maybe buy in some way, maybe offering them coupon or some free material to get them in there so that they're on your mailing list. And this is the end goal. So being able to work this stuff out, and it can be quite complicated. You know, if you're not used to doing this stuff, and I am, you can still make mistakes. That's why we always test at the end, and we always check that links are all working before we actually say yes, that's ready to go out to the general public. All right, remember my point about SEOing the pages as well. Obviously the ones you don't want in search results, remember to turn off those SEO results for those pages, and that's it. So it's pretty simple, but it takes a little bit of thought. So don't beat yourself up if you're having a hard time creating what I've just done here. Just take it step by step and you definitely will get there. Okay, so hope you enjoyed it, and that's another Ask Zenler.